So what are the codes and conventions within filmmaking? Filmmaking has certain codes and conventions which we choose to either follow, develop or challenge. Music is a vital code or convention which is used a lot in films or short films. This is because music sets the mood or scene and helps to emphasise the genre of the film. So for example, during a comedic film, the music would be upbeat, high tempo and positive. In films, dialogue is very important, so scripting is very vital as the audience can understand the storyline, and the action can almost be explained through the body language and speech. Whereas short films rarely have dialogue and scripting isn't a vital part of it. This is because short films usually have a small cast. The
codes and conventions of a magazine review are a very key part in advertising the film. The synopsis and summary of the plot is very important as it gives the audience an idea of what the film's about, so they know whether it's a film they'll want to go and see. The certificate and release date are very important as the readers get an idea on whether they can go and watch the film and when it comes out. The directors and cast names are included so the reader can get an idea of who's in it in case they've seen them in something before. A pull quote is a major part in selling the film and expressing the writer's opinion, as is the tagline as it sticks in the reader's mind. The images picked are important conventions in magazine reviews, as this adds a sneaky peek into the genre and narrative of the film. The caption added on top of the main image is usually humorous to create a fun atmosphere. The verdict of the magazine review is very important as it gives the readers an idea of what the person thinks of the film.
Important as it evokes the mood of the film. For example, a horror film may use sound effects such as screaming and a music bed which is of a low tone and something that's quite mysterious. In addition to this, dialogue, narrative and sneaky peeks from the film are also used, which are also embedded around the voice of God. These give the audience an idea of what the film is about without giving away too much of the plot. Actors and actresses, along with the production company, are also key part information which is mentioned in radio trailers. This, alongside the certificate of the film and the release date, give the audience a bit of background information about the film, where it was produced, who by and who was involved. It also allows maybe mothers, parents or different types of age groups to understand who would be likely to go and watch the film and who it would be suitable for. Finally, the repetition of the title is very important. Without repeating the title, the audience may not grasp the concept of the film and what the film is called for them to go and buy a ticket and view it.
Our film begins by following codes and conventions of filmmaking by opening with an ident. This is the introduction to the production company. We then fade out after the ident and fade into the title page naming our short film, both of which are common codes and conventions of real media, as a crossfade transition is used a lot in films today. And a title page is almost vital to have to kind of remind the audience what they're about to watch. In the opening scene, we have followed codes and conventions of filmmaking by following the expectations of the mise-en-scene and mise-en-shot. We did this by following the terminology of SCAL: setting, costume, acting and lighting. The setting of the scene is clearly in a house, kitchen to be precise. The audience can clearly see a toaster, mugs, a cooker, sink, etc., which will give them the impression that it is set inside the actress's house they can see. These clues follow codes and conventions of a film, as it is a technique used by filmmakers today to prevent confusion for the audience. Costume we have used is fairly simple and realistic. Both actors are young and modern, so we decided to let them wear their casual daily wear instead of making it look unprofessional and make them feel uncomfortable, as it may rub off on their acting. As their clothing is with the times now, the audience can almost relate to when the film was set and made. As the first scene is set in a house, it is realistic for them to wear casual clothing. This brings on to the acting. We have used two actors, one male and one female. Both are at a similar age and playing a part in their 20s. The female actress has played a typical youthful woman following and developing codes and conventions a film by what she chooses to wear and how she speaks, etc. She comes across as a normal, stereotypical girlfriend, so to speak, whereas the male actor is playing a dead person, so challenges the codes and conventions of film by creating mystery and confusion to the audience. His acting perceives the audience as at 1 second he is normal, sitting in the kitchen, however, never speaks or shows emotion, so the audience are left in anticipation, waiting for him to speak. The lighting used is used to try and represent the time of day or night. So the opening scene we chose to set in the daytime. So the lighting is fairly bright, so the action is clear to see and the audience get the idea of what time it is during the film. I believe we have followed and developed codes and conventions of media by choosing a realistic way of expressing a way of the natural lighting.
Adam? Adam, is that you? Where have you been? I've been worried sick. Hello? Adam, where have you been?
Hiya, you alright?
Oh, hi.
Tried to call you last night, but you didn't pick up. Did you go out or something?
No, I just had a quiet night in.
What's up, Paul? You don't seem yourself.
Well, Adam did come home last night and I had dinner plans for his birthday. He's out all the time now and he's never got any time for me.
Oh, Holly, why are you doing this to yourself?
I know, and I always beat myself up about it, but I just leave him for doing this to me time and time again. I'm just not ready to let go yet.
What do you mean? Hol, Adam is dead. You need to stop doing this to yourself. He isn't here anymore. You need to grieve and get over this. This isn't healthy. Hol?
Sorry, calls to this number are not being connected. If you've dialed correctly, I'm afraid it means that the number is not available from this network.
During this scene, I believe we've used a huge variety of shots, camera angles and movements. Throughout the beginning of the film, I believe we stay pretty safe and use typical techniques that is used in an average mainstream film, which means we have followed any codes and conventions of filmmaking by maintaining a simple, steady way of capturing the action. So the start of the film lacked in movement and experimental angles. However, towards the end of the film, we became more confident with the camera and captured the action from many different angles. We developed different shots and also moved the camera more frequently to follow the action, so to speak. For example, as the actress is walking down the stairs, which is around 4 seconds of action, we used 4 different shots to collect this. Throughout this scene, we decided to sometimes hold the camera by hand to add a sense of reality and commotion. The section of the scene where the actress is walking out of the house and walking the streets, we developed the codes and conventions of media by using a mixture of angles and shots and introducing handheld shots and further developments. We also used a crossfade transition to express the passing of time. We have included transitions in between shots instead of scenes, which I think makes the action shorter and creates more fluent, frequent scenes. Therefore, I believe we've developed to challenge the codes and conventions of film, however, have followed conventions of a short film by keeping the scenes short and sweet. During our film, we have included music throughout to maintain the codes and conventions of film. We are focusing on the conventions used in a typical drama, so I've used low tempo sounds, mainly strings, which create a sad, lonely mood, further emphasising our genre of film.
This brings us on to our radio trailer.
Do you ever get the feeling that you've lost something that's no longer there?
Adam, is that you?
Relationships are all about compromise, but Holly feels she's in one on her own.
I'm just not ready to let go yet.
Life's not got a plan. Things don't always turn out the way you hope.
I miss you.
You don't need me anymore.
With a 4-star rating from Heat magazine, Purgatory is a must-see film, starring Abby Broad and Elliot Stevenson in a cinema near you. Rated 12A, the best love story since The Notebook, Purgatory. Is loving someone truly enough?
The voice of God is a typical convention used in radio trailers, and we too have used a powerful male voice to describe and advertise our film to our target audience. By using a male voice, it helps to convey the genre of our film, thus being a dark drama. However, on the other hand, our target audience consists of mainly feelings. Therefore, one could say this convention and the idea of using a male voice may not be successful on this occasion. Likewise, sound effects such as gloomy sounds at the beginning of the trailer and loud crashing rain at the end add to this and successfully imply a sense of drama and mystery. Sound effects are another convention of radio trailers which we have also used. By using sound effects, we have not only developed codes and conventions, but also given a body to our trailer, making it more interesting and attracting our audience. Our music bed also helps us to achieve this, and again is another convention we have followed. The music we have chosen is a low-tempo sound, mainly strings, evoking strong emotion of sadness, which fits well with the nature of our film, and further establishes our genre. During our voiceover, we have embedded quotes from our film. This convention is a common one used in all film radio trailers. We have carefully chosen which dialogue we have used in order to entice the audience and give them a sneak peek whilst maintaining a sense of mystery, encouraging them to watch our film. In addition to this, within our voiceover, key information is also included, such as Certificate 12, tagline, actors and actresses involved, and the title of our film. All of these key pieces of information again follow the codes and conventions of radio trailers. However, although our radio trailer generally follows all codes and conventions to maintain professionalism and create a successful trailer, normally the title of a film is repeated far more than what it has been during our trailer. Although we do clearly state the trailer, we didn't feel the need to push it on the audience as much as we felt the genre and plot of our film were more important, and this idea of pushing the title didn't fit in with what we wanted to achieve. Finally, reviews from respected sources, for example Heat magazine, included at the end of our radio trailer, further attract our audience, making our film appear respectable, professional and a must-see.
And finally, we come on to our magazine review. We wanted our review to stick to the conventions as much as possible so it looked professional. The bright pink colour used for the background and some aspects of the font connotates with love and romance, which is a key part in our film. Also, the colours fit in with our chosen magazine, Cosmopolitan, which has a target audience of women. Even though our target audience for our short film is more broader, as it's aimed at men and women, we thought placing our review in Cosmopolitan would attract the type of audience we wanted. We found it difficult summarising the plot as we didn't want to give the ending away but still wanted to attract the audience. We did this by adding language in the review such as makes your heart melt and then break when the ending unfolds, to create suspense, which is a convention of a drama, so we're sticking to our genre conventions through the words we've written. Our pull quote is also being said in our radio trailer, which connects the two together. The pull quote is in bold and stands out, so it's one of the first things the reader sees. The language used on the pull quote, heartbreaking love story since The Notebook, are the words love story give the audience an idea of what kind of film they'll expect. Also, with using an example of another film, The Notebook, shows the readers what type of genre they'll expect when watching our film. We have added everything that a magazine review would have: cast name, certificate, release date, verdict, the website, and cinemas now. Also, the humorous tagline, our amusing main picture quote, creates some light-hearted comedy to the dark and depressing synopsis. We wanted to keep these conventions intact, so our review was the best it could be. Challenging the conventions, we feel, will take away the realism of the review and make it look more like a college project. The pictures we choose are important clips of our film that we thought would be best at developing and explaining the story, which provides an idea of the content and the genre in itself, so the readers have a better understanding of the plot. The tagline, "Love hurts, tears flow, go watch the show," will stick in the audience's mind as it flows well and has a rhyming pattern. We believe our magazine review is something we should be proud of and is a great asset to our final project. That's our answer to, in what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms of convention of real media products? Thank you for listening. That's it from Mad Productions.